T minus 1 minute. T minus 50 seconds. T minus 40 seconds. T minus 30 seconds. T minus 20 seconds. Ten, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0.
Rock the world, rock the world. With me, no worries, come with me. No worries, just come with me. No worries, just come with me.
What's up, baby? What's good? What is happening to everybody else out there? This is the King and Me show. I am one half of this show, King.
Hey y'all, it's me, Michelle. How y'all doing?
Hey, so we are live this Tuesday, December the 5th. It's the 4th. December the 4th. And today's topic is dating while broken.
Hated it.
Yes.
We didn't even rehearse that. That just happened.
We're laughing because that was not rehearsed like she
Not
just
at
said.
all. Hey,
But
hey.
if you're an 80s baby, you are familiar with In Living Color. If you're from our similar culture, and that was a pretty popular segment that they did back on their show back in their heyday.
But wait a minute, it literally was two people who were having a talk show, and they would be like, hated it.
Yep. Good deal, good deal. Well, hey, we hope that y'all are having a fantastic Monday. Thanks to everybody that chooses to tune in live. We are streaming across multiple platforms. Currently, we're streaming on Facebook and YouTube. If there's a like button on your platform, hit that like button for us.
Hit that like button. Hit
Mash
that like button.
button.
Hit that
Boom,
like
boom,
button.
boom. Mash
hit-
that like button.
Hey,
Boom, boom,
mash
boom.
that
Mash that like button. We also have social medias on other platforms, TikTok and Instagram. The links to all of that stuff, if you go into the description on whatever you're watching on, it's all there.
So there.
Her specific social media stuff is there. My specific social media stuff is there. Our social media stuff.
Oh, our little
is
banner thing
there.
isn't there.
Oh, wait, hold up. Why
Hold
do
on,
we
our
not
little
have a banner
ticker. Our
thing?
little ticker
Where's
thingy.
the thing at? It's
don't
not
know.
that one. It's not that one. Boom.
Oh, hey, y'all! Look, now we good to go. Now we official.
That gives you associate producer credentials right there. That
Did I
one
just
little
get a
app
promotion?
has got a promotion.
Oh, snap, y'all. I would like to thank my mama. I put that on my mama. I
Mhm.
put that on my hood, y'all. I
Because
look fly.
and
Good.
seeing.
Yes.
So y'all see the title. Y'all have heard the title. Y'all see us. How y'all doing?
Yeah. How y'all doing? What's going on? What's good in y'all's hood? How y'all living? Y'all, so shout out, pause, hold up, flag on the playtime out, all of that.
Mm.
We got the best mod in the building, who is literally up in the building right now. And guess what?
Ooh, tell me.
I know you know, but
Mhm.
they don't know.
They don't know.
Her birthday was on Friday.
Shout out to the best mod in the planet with a birthday. It's
Hey.
your birthday. It's your birthday. BURFDAY birthday.
Happy belated birthday. We pray that you had a wonderful day, that you turned up in the ATL, and that you made it rain with whatever you like to make it rain with, okay?
I don't know how old she is, but I know on my upcoming birthday, I'm about to be 40. I think I'm going to be the literal definition of turned down.
Turned down for what?
Yeah. Do people over 40 or when they hit 40,
They typically turn
is there
up,
a
babe.
turn up phase?
Yeah. Can you get the comments to scroll?
I can get the
Because
comments to
Free
scroll.
T is up in the building as well. She thinks I'm hilarious. I think I'm hilarious too. I think this is what you get on a Monday, after a long week. But yeah, like, what you mean you gonna turn down for your birthday?
I don't know. I'm just saying, like, 40 is a milestone birthday.
It is.
Don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
And you and I have talked about this, and you were like, tell me what you a desire for your birthday so we can get this done. And I'm kind of like, I don't really think you want to ask me that because what I might desire might be me kicking my feet up, maybe going to go get a pedicure or something, and then enjoying some type of scotch or brandy or something, and just reflecting on the fact that I made it to 40. That might be what I want to do. Now, is that going to happen? Likely not. I've already heard rumblings that something's going to go down because people
It's about to
think
go down.
that I don't see things or hear things. I just sometimes pretend that I don't see or hear things.
It's not
But
that they were probably just counting on you forgetting because we at that point in our lives where we forget everything.
that's true. That's true. But 3T had a post this past week, a couple of days ago.
What
I
up?
saw it. It was a very interesting post. A lot about what you talk about on your channel, I am unfamiliar with, but I think as I subscribe and listen and tap in, that I'll be able to kind of understand. But check her out. She has content over here on these YouTube streets, and her page is blow uptuating on these YouTube streets. That's a word. Google it.
All right, y'all. I can't explain why because it's too in depth. But just know that I can't see because I had to take my glasses off, and it's King's fault.
Oh,
So
that's the reason.
that is exactly the reason, Mr. King Smith.
Hmm.
I had to stop it.
I didn't say nothing. I just
You
agreed
did
with
you
you.
did something.
I just agreed with you.
I had to take my glasses off and we just gonna leave it at that. So y'all, if I can't see the comments or if I think everything looks like a big blob of color,
It's my fault.
it's King Smith's fault.
Well, are you able to read our questions and we can just jump
We
into that
shall
real quick?
see. Let us see. So
Let
y'all
us
know we
see.
come in with these questions every week from Let's Get Deep. The first
Can we do it?
we can do it.
Okay.
I'm fine.
So this is an icebreaker.
This is an icebreaker. Icebreaker. What's your favorite dessert?
What's my favorite dessert, Michelle? No. My favorite dessert is red velvet or carrot cake. Funny enough, on my 39th birthday, she got me a cake that literally had one half red velvet, one half carrot cake. I'm not going to be pinned to just one, so it's both of those. What's your favorite dessert?
Anything chocolate. I also have a love for caramel as well, but anything chocolate.
Chocolate. You had an insomnia cookie that was a vegan double chocolate chunk that was fire.
I told
Absolutely
you that was so
fire.
good. That's why I was like, do y'all have this? So we did some things this weekend, and I don't know if we're going to get into it, but we did
We
some
are.
things this weekend. And one of the things that we did is we had a moment in Baltimore to stop and go to Insomnia Cookie. And oh man, that vegan double chocolate punk is delicious. What you doing at the list? Let's go to Baltimore. I'm only
All the way
kind
to
of
Baltimore.
I'm only kind of kidding. Man, that's right. I'm expected to be at work tomorrow. Okay, never mind. Never mind.
If I didn't have a follow-on show, I'd have actually done it.
Precious, y'all really having a show? Let me stop. All right, this next one is deep. What childish thing do you still enjoy doing and why? Or it doesn't say doing. What childish thing do you still enjoy and why?
I mean, we've talked about this somewhat. It's not the same question, but it's a similar answer. I played video games as a child, and I still play video games now. And it is also my de-stressor, so to speak, when it comes to just doing things outside of work as a hobby or whatever. So playing video games is still the childish thing that I enjoy doing. I'm probably gonna do it even when I'm 80 plus years old in the overtime of life.
Okay, that's fair. Um, for me, the childish thing that I still enjoy doing is avoiding work by watching television.
Yes. Ooh, I'm gonna add one for your. Actually, not for you. I'm gonna add one for myself. I still like to just do the old your face thing when I'm
After
talking about something.
everything,
Yes.
yes. We were
Yes.
talking about something yesterday, and he was like, "Your face is a whatever it was that we were just talking about."
Yep.
It's funny.
Still do it.
It's funny. I like it. All right, last thing. Deeper. What's one thing I don't know about you? Dun dun dun.
So I've told you that I'm not just gonna be out here freely sharing everything that you don't know about me. The beauty in us doing this thing called life is that the discovery is what makes things interesting. I think that if you know everything about your significant other that there is to know, that it takes a little bit of the mystique and the mysteriousness away from them, and it could change how you view them.
Mm.
So, what's one thing that you don't know about me that I am willing to share to you and to everybody? Hmm. That's tough. I'm really going to have to think about this. One thing that you don't know about me. Man, okay. Just before you and I went live, I shared with you that well, no, because that's about you. It's not about me.
Did you share that you were madly in love with me? Is that what? Oh,
No,
dang it!
that is not the thing.
Dang it!
Um, if you have something, say yours, because I might have to really take some time to think about what I shared with you and what's been locked away to be
What's
siphoned in small doses.
all right? So one thing that you don't know about me, I don't know. Like it's not a matter of me having something that I don't want to share with you. It's a matter of me not knowing or remembering what you don't know.
Same.
Um, I used to cheat in school, in high school on tests.
That surprises me. You seem like a goody two shoes that wouldn't cheat.
Oh no. There was a moment where that part where I said I disconnected. I avoid doing things while watching extreme amounts of television.
Mhm.
Yeah, so there would be moments where like I would do that and then I wouldn't do homework. And let's say we go to school on Monday, teacher assigns all this homework, it's due on Tuesday. I would do absolutely no homework when I came home from school on Monday. I would come home and I would watch TV, and my mom would ask me about homework, and I'd be like, "Oh no, I ain't got none." Or I did it in school, which isn't technically a lie because Tuesday morning I would go to school, sit in school, and copy someone else's homework. So technically, I did do it in school, just not necessarily the day that she may have asked about it.
Okay. I have something that I can tell you. When nobody's around
Mhm.
and I'm outside,
Mhm.
I sometimes like to drink water or put water in my mouth and then skeet it out from my teeth.
Did you just say skeet
I
on air?
did. I did say it on there.
Buddy, that's the only thing I heard.
Yes, because I have a bit of a gap between my two front teeth, and I don't know. I find it satisfying.
I don't know why I find it satisfying that my mind went straight to the gutter that you said skeet
Well,
on air.
shoot. I don't know of a different word. Skeet gave the visual that it needed to
Skeet,
give.
skeet.
That
I'm sorry.
yeah,
I have absolutely no home training. Maybe that's
none
something you didn't know. Like I have no
whatsoever.
home training whatsoever. Like there are moments where you think, "Oh, she's so refined and, she's a teacher. She's got to be." And like, look, I got the my locks are straight right now, so it's giving off that poise type thing. And then there are moments when I just can't stop laughing because my man just said skeet on air. So
Yes.
there's that.
There's that.
That fine balance.
Yep.
That's where I am.
Absolutely. So
Hey,
that's my answer.
good job, babe.
Boom. I really had to go into the vault for that one. So
Now I
That's-
want to see this.
that is new information. I'll show you a little bit later on. Tarika said, Michelle, you silly.
I am silly. Like I don't know where my decorum is, but it ain't here right now. So hey, sorry, you just gonna get raw and edited Bell today.
Just before you and I went live, I
Yeah.
shared with you that on your God Happened to Me website,
Mhm.
your default banner picture of you gave me the impression that you might have been a more serious person.
Hold on, hold on. I gotta pull up the picture. I gotta see. I
That
gotta see this picture.
like very serious, very I didn't think fun. Plus when I found out that she was like a teacher and a minister, I was thinking of the friend that set us up essentially. Like, wait, you know me.
Now, first of all, y'all, I need y'all to take a moment, whatever you're doing, pull up another tab and go to www.godhappenedtome.com. And I need you to see this serious picture that Mr. Smith is talking about. Because, y'all,
Just you look as if. So that's the photo. It'd be hard to kind of catch it in focus, but her hair wasn't as long as it is now.
nope.
And you were wearing glasses.
Yes, because I love those frames. I absolutely loved those frames. They were big, they were brown, they complemented my face. I was about 40 pounds lighter, darn you, COVID, because that's where the weight came from. And my propensity to eat chocolate. There's that. I'm not going to lie.
So that photo I thought was very serious all the time, like just all the time. Like if you knew how to be funny, it would be maybe inadvertent funny.
And then that was it. All right.
I don't think that's giving business.
See, Free T just said, just pulled it up. It's giving business. It's giving first lady. So I wasn't entirely too sure how she was going to be until we met at the game night.
No way, it was the same.
And I saw that she was funny and things like that. And then on our first outing, it really wasn't us talking online when we did, but just the first outing that made me go, oh, he's fun to be around. Like, and how do I say this? Not just being fun to be around just to give the best representation. I was like, oh, this person's funny and fun to be around, I think, on the regular. So I had a bit of a misconceived ideas just based on the surface level stuff. And I'm glad that I didn't take a look at your website and just automatically went, nope. I almost did though.
And you would have missed out
I
on your
almost
blessing.
did. You would have missed out on
You would have missed out on your
your
blessing.
your blessing.
Your blessing.
Your
Like
blessing.
you would have missed out on your blessing,
I'm
sir.
just saying.
So let me tell y'all. So when we first met, Mr. Smith was all like, nah, I'm not trying to date, whatever. I ain't out here to date. But we did go out on what we call an outing, okay? So we had a 4-part outing, which spanned over about 10 hours. We started by going to an arcade. Then we went to lunch, and then we drove down to DC, and then we went out to dinner, like after we walked the DC Mall. And I don't know if it's when we were driving to DC or if it's when we were driving from the mall to Busboys and Poets to have dinner. But at some point, I was like, okay, well, King said he just wants to be friends. He doesn't want to be anything more. This isn't going to lead to anything romantic. And a song came on the radio. I don't remember what song it was, but and y'all know I can't sing. I started singing loud and off key because I was like, well, ain't nothing romantic going to happen. So I guess I can just be me. Like, I don't have to put on this, refined air or anything because we're just going to be friends. And it's funny to hear you say that now because I'm just like, I wonder if you would have gotten authentic Michelle if you would have from the rip come off as romantically interested.
Interesting. I get what you're saying. That is an interesting thought.
Because when people are trying to come at each other from a romantic standpoint, everyone puts on airs, unfortunately, whether you know it or not. You do kind of come on your best behavior. And because we had already ironed out and you had already told me at the beginning of that day that you weren't trying to date, you just wanted to be friends. Everything else that we did later on that day to me was just two friends hanging out. So you were getting the friend Michelle. friend Michelle sings loud and off key and doesn't care what you think. Like, so you got that version of me, which is still 100% me. Both parts are 100% me, but you got the relaxed Michelle. And I'm actually kind of grateful for that. I don't think I ever told you thank you for that. And I feel like that led to more authenticity between us.
Good deal. Good deal. I'm glad that it did.
Hmm.
Now, we should do a recap of this past weekend because we had a lot of fun this past weekend,
We did.
starting with Friday.
Yo, he made me cry on Friday. He made me cry. All right. So Friday was a 2-hour early dismissal for the students in our district because it was midterms. Praise God. Praise God. So after that, we took my niece to like a more lively Chuck E. Cheese type thing. It's this place called Urban Air. And we got to like hang out. My niece, that's my baby. She got to hang out and have fun and, do games and all the pit balls and ball pits, whatever, all the things. And then after that, King was like, he had a surprise. So if you saw our reel, King surprised me and he took me to a light show. And as we were making like the left-hand turn to turn in, I just started crying
I was not expecting
because
that.
I was seeing all the lights and it was one that he went to this great length to surprise me. Like he did not want me to know where we were going. He had this surprise for me. So it's the thoughtfulness and the consideration behind the desire to surprise. And then there was also the surprise itself, like just seeing all the lights, and it was so beautiful, and it was after the rain. And you know me, I'm always thinking metaphoric things and all the things. It warmed my heart, and then the tears just started flowing. I was just crying, boo-hooing.
I didn't know what to do. I'm like, yay.
So that was our Friday. So if you follow us, which you should, on socials, then you saw all of those. You saw the reel from Friday. It was absolutely beautiful. And I know I said it before. I know I said it in the post, but I just want to say here, live and in living color. Thank you. Like I truly, that meant a lot to me. I truly, truly appreciate it.
Welcome. I'll lead us into Saturday. So Saturday, there's this place in Baltimore that I've been to 4 times before called Illusions Bar and Theater, and it's an magic show. And when you say magic show, people kind of give you this look like a magic show. Well, this guy, it's more of a magic show for adults, although it's not just an adult themed magic show. Like I took my daughter on the second or third time that I went, and she was the only person under 18. No, there was one other person the same
Oh.
weekend that she went. So, but it was more adults in there. But this time, Michelle and I went for our second time
Yeah, because he had taken me there before.
with 2 other couples first times. And these are all friends of mine, other veterans and people who I know. Michelle knew 2 of the other 4 that were there. And let's just say that everybody had a good time. I'm still blown away by the way that Spencer Horseman does his tricks. So shout out to Spencer. I consider him a friend, as he knows the amount of times that I've been there, and he had brought it up and said that it was always good that it was always good to see me. And shortly after that, or during the magic show, actually, I saw um the not the Iron Ball, the SEC championship was on. Now, let me be honest. I planned this trip a month in advance. And had I really thought it through, my Alabama brain would have told me that the Crimson Tide will be playing in the SEC championship, and I should not schedule anything during the SEC championship game. I didn't have that much foresight. So we missed essentially the first half
Yeah.
of the game, but was able to watch it from the second half through to the end at 2 different locations. And Alabama team won, so roll tide.
Roadside.
And we also went. Are you cool with talking about the last spot that we watched it at?
Yeah, but I will say for Saturday, you forgot that before we went to the magic show, we did pop over and visit my aunt and my cousin to wish my aunt a happy birthday because her birthday was yesterday. So he got to meet another member of the family. We went over and he met my aunt, and then we went to
Yeah, I'm
the
gonna let you
show.
cover that.
And then after that, he fed me because Shell needs to be fed. So we went and we got food and we were able to watch some of the game. And then where did we go to finish watching the game?
We went to the Maryland Live Casino and ended up walking out with more money than we walked in with. Not a whole lot. So
Now
don't think
that part I wouldn't have said.
you know, we
I would have
just
left that.
they said it wasn't a whole jackpot situation, but we didn't walk out negative. And as a matter of fact, that day pretty much ended up covering all of the stuff that we did that day. So I'll just leave it at that though.
Okay.
So and
And
I want to share what I had asked you to do. So I asked you to do something for me at the casino,
oh, I'm like, what are you talking about? Okay. Yeah.
and I tried to do the opposite of what I asked her to do. And Michelle said, King, you told me to make sure you do XYZ. That is what I'm doing. I took a second, I looked at you, and I said, thank you.
Aw, you're welcome,
And
honey.
then we left. So I appreciate you, yeah, for just sticking to and not allowing me to do the thing that I was trying to get you to make me stop me from doing.
Well, see, the thing is, you had fed me by that point. So because I was fed, I was going to hold down the law. So if you hadn't fed me, I would have been probably really rebellious at that point. And you had gotten me a cookie. And the way I looked at it, the casino was dirty and I wanted to go eat my cookie in peace. So we had to leave the casino in order for me to eat my cookie in peace. So you think that it was about you
Mm.
when in reality, it was about me and my cookie.
All right, bet. I saw that my Uncle Nate's joined the building and he had a longer comment. Are you
He
able to read
did. He said, King, are you hiding from the FBI? The mic is literally covering your face. Work on that for the next episode. LOL. And then he said, roll tide.
Hey man, can't be out here letting the left hand know what the right hand doing. No. hopefully
Hello,
this is
Uncle
better.
Nate.
Thank you.
How are you?
Appreciate the feedback. See, look, we take the instant feedback and make things happen.
CT understands. Like, I needed my cookie to be consumed in peace. I didn't need to be around all them people as I was trying to enjoy this vegan double chocolate chunk cookie from Insomnia Cookie, which was just absolutely delicious. Like, it was deliciousness in a little bag. Like, I needed that in peace, not with all like the casino people and everything like that. I needed my cookie.
All right. Speaking of cookies, cookies go into pieces, and poles have pieces.
Y'all, I need y'all to understand something. King is on this thing, right? He's on this new thing where he wants to be able so desperately to link conversation A to conversation B. And he's going to look for the smallest little thread to try to unite the two things. And that was his attempt right there to unite cookies with this next conversation talking about the polls. So y'all just,
Bear with me, it'll get better. So we put up a poll related to our topic for today.
yeah.
Shared it on the King and Me's Facebook, and we put it on YouTube, but I don't have a way to get both of them and bring them in. So we're going to primarily share the results of the King and Me's Facebook poll. Now, if you're not following the King and Me over on Facebook,
Why?
why?
Why not? Why you
All
not?
right.
Why you not following?
So this was the question that we put up, and we're going to have to bring it up here unless you already have it.
Oh no, I don't. I'm sorry. I just realized I didn't share this on my page. Sorry. So
All right, it's all good. But we basically asked the question. I'm trying to bring it up quickly myself. I'm going to have to fire the producer.
oh, does that mean I'm gonna get another promotion?
Good.
Yes.
There may be a spot open.
Promotion. Hey,
Okay.
promotion.
So
Sorry.
the question that we have is, did you date while broken? And if so, why? And we had 4 responses. The responses were: I avoided dating until I completely healed. I dated casually without getting emotionally attached. I dated seriously and hoped to find someone who could fix me. Or I dated for fun and distraction without caring about the consequences. So in this poll, we had 23 votes over on Facebook. The one with the most amount of votes was I avoided dating until I healed completely. Second to that was I dated casually without getting emotionally attached. And that is the one that I fell in and the one that I voted for. The third most votes were I dated for fun and distraction without caring about the consequences. And then by herself, as the only one who voted for this one out of the 23, was I dated seriously and hoped to find someone who could fix me. Now, I thought that was a very honest answer from you. But being that you were the lone person
It's
that
okay to
picked
be.
that
It's
person,
okay. One is the loneliest.
loneliest
No.
number.
All right.
Can you go a little bit more into why you picked that option?
So here's why I picked it, because honestly, I felt like I kind of fell in between some things. It's not so much that I thought that this particular man could heal me. It's more so that I thought, I think this is the time. Like, I think I'll find my healing in this particular relationship.
Okay.
And that's where my mindset was. I know that I wasn't like that in my last relationship, but definitely the relationship before that, I thought that, there was going to be healing found in that relationship. And that was also partially because I don't think I realized I was broken in that particular moment. And then I hit a patch where I was definitely broken.
Okay.
And I thought the relationship was going to heal, and the relation will heal me. And when it turned out that, he wasn't God and he couldn't heal me, the relationship ended. It did end.
Was that person at that time in that relationship, can you say if he's ever uttered the words that he was a healed person?
He was. I feel like he said that or gave those implications. Like, it respectfully, at the time that I dated him, I was 28, he was 25. I don't think he had been broken. Well, no, he hadn't been romantically broken. Let's
Okay.
put it that way. He had some things that, were undesirable had happened in his life, but he wasn't romantically broken. So when he saw me in my broken spot in the relationship, he explicitly said that he wanted to try to fix me and to heal me.
Ooh.
He said, like, that's what I'm saying. Like, he's such a sweet guy. Like, I don't know if he's watching
That's
this.
noble. I can't think of a situation that I know that somebody went into a relationship with that type of dynamic and it's ever worked out.
Now, to be fair, and this is my memory, I don't know if he said that while we were together, but post the breakup, that's what he said, that he wanted to try to heal me and to fix me. Again, I legitimately cannot recall if he said that in the relationship, but I know he said it post.
Well, the thing is, though, for people that say that, they may not think it at the time, but that's what they're doing.
Mhm.
If they see somebody that they think is a broken person, some people have this notion that, oh man, like if I can just help this person heal, then I can get it someone that's a healed person molded in the way that works for me. Not in a manipulating way, but some people just they think that they can see a wounded bird and help heal that wounded bird. Ooh, raise your hand.
That's me.
Why?
I am going to be very honest and say
Why?
that has been me in the past. Seeing someone, I'm not going to say who, but seeing someone and seeing that they are broken and thinking that I can just love them out of that brokenness.
Free T said that's a lot of responsibility.
It's an impossibility is what it is. We can't heal another person.
See, say impossible, and I always say I try not to deal in absolute. I think it's a tall order. I think that in very extreme, rare cases, it can work. I'm talking extremely rare, and I don't want to bet on that probability in trying to do that because the more probable action is that it's not going to work out.
Well, see, here's why I say impossibility. One, I look at it from the spiritual aspect. Only God can heal. That's where I come from with that. And then number two, in order for a person to heal, there has to be a level of them wanting to heal. Like, you can scrape your hand right now, and I can stare at your hand and say, I want your hand to be healed. And unless your body is capable of healing, it's not going to heal no matter how much I want it to heal.
Okay.
So I feel like there has to be a level of us wanting to heal. And that's why it's like, for me, I thought I could love that person back to life. And the relationship where the guy tried to heal me, I think he thought he could just like love it out of me, like do the same, not so much heal me, like here's this, here's that, here's this. I think they thought that they could kind of love me back to life. And I remember thinking in a different relationship that I could love that person back to life and to healness, to healed. I realized after the relationship ended, that's not my job. I'm not God. It's not my job to heal someone. It is my job to pray for someone, but it's not my job to heal someone. There has to be a level of ownness where you're like, I do want to heal. I do want to grow. I do want to be better than where I am. Like, I recognize that I'm not perfect. There is something better, somewhere better on this spectrum or on this pendulum swing where I could be, and I can get there. It's just going to take me some time.
Okay. T said, believe that's heavy on.
It's not my job.
It's no, oh, got it. Like heavy on. It ain't my job.
Right.
100%. 100%. And there's some stuff that we are going to get more into a little bit later on, but to cover the poll and get a little bit more into yours, thanks for that. Because when I saw you as a lonely vote, I'm like,
first of all, I was like, now y'all know y'all not being honest. Y'all know y'all done entered at least one relationship where you low key thought that person was gonna heal you
now,
to an extent.
For me, we're gonna get into mine a little bit later. But my answer was I dated casually without getting emotionally attached. And I'm going to talk about as we get through later why I picked that one. Wanted to get into yours now, but I know that there's still more we can talk about relating.
Well, actually, yeah. If you don't mind, can you pull up what other people said when they
That's
saw
what I
that?
was about to
Oh,
do.
look at
Yep.
us. We on the same page.
So, we did have some comments, and I'm going to put that up on the screen now as well. Boom. All right. Except I can't really read.
Yeah,
from
bro.
here.
Like,
So
what?
let's go back to this. And I know you sent it in our chat. All right.
Yeah.
So you want to start with what the top person wrote?
So just a sidebar. Your uncle said put the mic back where it was. Volume dropped down. Fix it next episode.
Bet.
So the first comment we see is Cassie is asking what exactly is considered broken. To which I responded, like I went in depth. I had time in that moment, lovingly. I said, not fully healed, still holding on to hurts and pain from a past relationship, believing that your ex partner or their entire gender is to blame for your misery, refusing to hold yourself accountable for your role in your previous relationships, unable to let go of that person, still sitting in a place of depression and refusing to seek healing. That is what I consider broken, and I still stand by that.
And I thought that that response was actually a really good response. I said specifically, I didn't see anything that needed to be added, nor anything that I thought should be taken away from that.
Okay. All right, bet. And then we have someone else, James, who responded after that with, and he said, just starting back after 4 years of not dating, but still scared yet willing to try. And I appreciate that. Like, it can be hard to come back onto the dating scene after being hurt or experiencing some real pain. And James seems like he's ready to get back out there and to start dating again and to go forward. Still scared, and I get it. There's a level of timidity that comes with that, but that's good to hear that he is still willing to try.
Specifically, though, I would say if you utter the words, I'm still scared, you aren't ready.
Okay. Okay. What say you? What do you believe? Do you believe that if a person says, adding that little caveat, but still scared, do you think that they are truly ready to date, or are they still sitting in a place of brokenness and they don't know? That's up for y'all to decide. The last comment came from Michelle, not me, a different Michelle, who says, I tried to date casually without getting emotionally attached, but got attached anyway. And if I'm not mistaken, I don't think Michelle responded to the poll because there wasn't an exact response to fit what she was feeling. But she said that she tried to avoid getting emotionally attached, but it ended up happening anyway. And, I can get that. I can get that you set out with your best intentions just to kind of go out there and get to know someone, and you actually end up falling for that person anyway.
Mm. All always fall for your time. Jamie Foxx.
Oh, okay. I was
For
like,
your time.
okay, you hit me with that smooth melodic baritone. Come on now. Come on now. I like it. I like it. I like it. I love it.
Oh man. Oh man. All right. Before you and I met, I told you that what was interesting about us getting together was that I wasn't looking to date anybody. But me not looking to date wasn't because I was broken. I was actually in a broken state when I was dating after my divorce.
Mhm.
And I think about some of the relationships that I had and why they didn't work out, and I can clearly tell why it didn't work out. One of the relationships didn't work out because it was two broken people dating,
Mhm.
right? I have no ill will towards anybody. I'm sorry, towards this person specifically that I'm thinking about. But knowing what I know now, you just two broken people, two trauma bonded people did not enter into a relationship thinking that it is going to work long term. Can it? I don't think it's impossible, but there's going to be a lot of hurdles that you're going to have to climb. And me and this individual had a lot of hurdles to overcome. Financially, I just wasn't where I needed to be. And while I was past my divorce and over my ex wife, I was still hurting from the caring and changing of the family dynamic that I was in for over a decade. And trying to date somebody while dealing with those two things is just a recipe for disaster. So that's where I was coming from when I say that I was broken. Again, over my ex wife, just still trying to figure out, all right, what's my identity? What am I trying to do? And you shared something that was a message over this past weekend where it was said, and I'm paraphrasing a bit, that you can't be on your purpose if you don't know your identity.
Ooh, that's
I
what
gotta
my
get it
pastor
right.
said yesterday.
I
Yeah.
got it right. I got
That's
it
what
right.
pastor said yesterday.
And when you said that, I was like, whoa, that's a whole bar. Because for me, my life didn't really start changing for the positive until I took the time to figure out who I was. And I couldn't find who I was in other people. So
Mhm.
I did what's called a monk mode, where I stayed away from dating, I stayed away from the ladies, which was tough. But I needed to have that monk mode time to find out who I was, what
Yeah.
made me me, what were my desires, what made me happy, what were my triggers, understand all of that. What's my motivations in life and just things all together. And when I got through with that monk mode and I started applying the things that I had learned about myself, that's when I was able to discover my purpose. And that's the moment that life just went flunk and skyrocketed.
And eventually led me to you.
You're lucky. Because I'm going to say this, if I would have in my diagnostics considered you broken, I wouldn't have even sought a friendship. I wouldn't have saw a point.
Well, so it's funny that that's what you said because that's not where I thought you were going to go. What I thought you were going to say was that, I was lucky I met you when I did because that's something we've both said.
Mhm.
So, point of reference, King and I, we live in the same county. We live currently 7 minutes away from each other. Before we lived 7 minutes away from each other, we probably lived like a good 15. Like, our county is not that big, considering the amount of people I know in this county. It's not that big. We frequent the same places. So we have a movie theater that, independent of one another, we both love and always go to because we love going to the movies. So there were so many opportunities where King and I could have met prior to our introduction on August 6th of last year. Like, there were so many different opportunities where we could have met, but we never did. And I look at that as divine, that we did not meet each other in a time where we were not emotionally ready to handle even a friendship with one another. And I'm grateful for that because I think even if King had hit me with the same, I don't want to be in like, I look at it and I'm like, had we met at any other time prior to the day when we met one another, we would not be here right now because neither one of us would have been able to handle it. Like, one of us, intentionally or not, we would have ruined it. I'm just put it like that. Like, it just would not have worked out.
Now, could you say for certainty that you recognize that you were a healing person? Because correct me if I'm wrong, you say that you're never really healed, but you're in a better healing place than what you were at. Like, how do you phrase that?
So that is very similar to how I phrase it. I look at some of the things that are mentioned when people go through rehab, and it's that, they don't say I was an alcoholic or whatever. They say I am in recovery, and it's a term that they will forever use, that I am in recovery. And I always recognize that I am not perfect, and as long as I'm living, God is still working on me. There's still something that he's still doing within my life. I've come a long way from where I was, and I still view myself, because I'm still living, I'm still healing. Like, it's an active thing. Because there are some things where I'm like, oh no, I'm good. I got that. And then there are other things where it's like, ooh, God is still peeling back that onion to continue to heal me from this. So while I may be healed from what happened to me as a child, there's still other things that that I'm still healing from in this day. The things that I'm healing from don't prohibit me from being in a relationship with you, but it prohibits me from saying definitively that I am healed. There's nothing else in this world that I need to heal from, because I feel like that's a lie. Like, there are still maybe minute things that, like, I need to heal from, but I am still on a healing journey, and that's how I view things, because I feel like if I'm 100% healed, then what do I need God for? I'm still healing, very actively still healing.
Were there things early on with you that I'm not going to say you were insecure about? Were there things that you might have been going through that you thought might be something that will push me away?
There were things like, one thing, I'm just going to call a spade a spade. I have gone through, in my adulthood, 3 seasons of unemployment. And my sister said something yesterday, and it's something that I hold to. For each year of unemployment that you have, that's like a 2 to 3 year setback. And if you do that math, if I've been unemployed 3 times for like that, for a good period of time, we're looking at like upwards of 9 years of financial setback that had that effect that it had on me. And then I also consider the fact that when I went to college, I should not have gone to college because I had no clue what I wanted to do in life. And that was a financial cost because I paid for it with student loans. So that's still something that, that's still something that I'm carrying. So there were things that I was insecure about that I was just like, he seems so well put together. I don't feel like he's going to accept me because of this.
Hmm.
And the funniest thing is, as I continue to spend time with you and as I continue to grow with you, all I want to do is like lay everything bare. Like, I don't want there to be any secrets or anything that you don't know about, at least on my end. I want you to know every single part of me because that's another way that I express intimacy, by completely laying everything bare so that there's nothing that you have to wonder about. Does that answer your question?
Yes, it did, first of all. And thank you for being that hot, honest, open, and transparent.
Shout out to the real
the Real
precious.
Precious. But that was one of the things that attracted me to you. First of all, just surface level, I thought you were point. I mean, point. Yeah.
But I was standing on business in that picture.
So, but your business, standing on your business or your website, again, didn't do you justice. Like in person, I was like, oh, she finer in person. Okay. There we
You
go.
know, what can I say? Let me stop.
But throughout our friendship, as you and I started to get to know each other, I really appreciated your honesty. I can't think of what it was, but I can think of 1 or 2 times where you were hesitant. But what helped me get past that was prior times of you being honest and not being hesitant that allowed me to give some grace, because I can raise my hand and say live on air, I can't think of a time, and you may have to tell me, where I was hesitant about information to you. For me, I said, look, if I'm going to do this, I'm going to put all the cards out on the table early. It's flattering to hear that you thought that I was like well put together. I like to think I'm well put together, but in reality, I'm not going to say truthfully that I'm well put together. I have a lot of things that I think I need to work on. But to have somebody, say that, I'm like, oh, well, that like that's cool. Caveat, side conversation. From what you can see online, a lot of people show, one thing with themselves, but they may be going through something in private. I've tried to have my social media convey how I am all the time, which if you know me in real life, typically this is how I am almost 24/7. Only times that I'm not is when I have been royally, and I mean absolutely royally pissed off.
Ooh.
And it takes a lot to get me there. That's all I'm going to say about that.
I just want to say thank you, T, for your comment. I appreciate it greatly. Thank you, thank you, thank you. No, like when I met you, when I saw you, I just saw someone who 38. Well, I didn't. Well, I think I kind of like ended up finding out your age. 38. The way I see things in my mind, no matter how financially successful you were in a marriage, there is a level of maturity that it takes to enter into a marriage
Hmm?
and to stay in a marriage beyond like that period where you can just get an annulment. To be able to cross whatever your state defines an annulment time period to be, it takes a level of maturity. And then I believe that everyone who has a child, whether they know it or not, they hit a period of maturity. Whether they choose to sit in that period and grow with it is something totally different,
I agree.
but they hit that. And you had both of those. So I looked at it like you had to bear responsibility of being the head of your home, being the person in charge, and being the provider, which automatically tax on responsibility, accountability, and maturity. So I looked at you and I saw a man who was well put together, and I was like, ooh, so we still recovering from choices in my past. And I was like, I don't know if I am going to be enough for him, because on paper and from my website, I read well, but I recognize that there are still points where I can do better. Like I said, I'm not perfect. I am still growing with each and every day that God gives me on this earth. I'm still growing. And I was like, is that there? That's where the insecurity came in. Like, am I going to be what he needs,
Hmm.
what he desires?
Okay.
There's a comment by Nate. Can you read that?
Sure thing. It says, you two have no problem expressing your feelings for each other publicly. I get it with the woman, but men don't usually show public signs of affection. Watch out, King.
You know, I'm gonna comment on that. I've had some private conversations that have been said to me, like not private that I can't share it. I'm about to state what it is, but people have said, "Hey, man, like you good with PDA with Chill? Like that's an interesting dynamic."
Joe likes PDA.
Shell likes PDA. I'm not gonna say like I like PDA, like I just don't go seeking PDA opportunities, but I'm comfortable with myself and I'm comfortable with how I'm viewed. So I don't have a problem displaying PDA with this fine lady sitting right here next to me.
Yeah.
And it's interesting because I hear all the time that she makes me happy, or no, they can see my happiness and stuff with her. And I'm like, well, first of all, I was happy before we met.
He always says that, y'all.
And I say that all the time, but I'm standing on that because it goes and speaks to the topic of what we have today, which is, dating while broken. Well, you should be happy. You should be from a healing place platform before you step into trying to do a relationship with somebody else, entering into their space, them entering into your space. You should be happy. So I say that all the time, and I say it with a big smile because I mean it as a joke, but I'm also serious. Like I was happy before we met. If Michelle woke up and said tomorrow, I don't want to do this, King, I am going to weep for 0.2 of a second. And then I'm going to be like, all right, bet. And I'm going to live my life still happy. Because I don't get my happiness from her. My happiness comes from me. So, yeah.
I got that joy,
Unromantic.
joy, joy, joy down in my soul.
heart.
Hey, down in my heart.
soul. We just So again, that's unromantic. That is not a romantic thing to say. Apparently, I could be romantic by surprising her and taking her to something called Lumino City Festival or whatever, and get her to cry from the surprise. But then I'll sit here and tell her very publicly that I'm gonna be good whether we work out or not. Thoughts?
I'm not mad about that. Like that doesn't upset me. It makes me laugh every time or smile every time you say that someone says that, because I'm low key like, all right, but no, like I get it. I get it. I feel like that's the difference between dating while broken and dating from a healed or healing place. Because if I am dependent on you for my happiness, if I'm dependent on you for my joy, if anything happens, like whether you voluntarily or involuntarily walk away from my life, then what am I going to do? Because my happiness was built on you. But if my happiness comes from an internal source, if it comes from God, if that's where my joy is coming from, then with or without you by my side, I will be okay. Now, I can say very publicly and very easily that I want to be in a relationship with you. I wake up every day and that is the choice that I make, that I want to be by your side, that I want to grow with you, that I want to continue and go out and do things. Like this is what I desire. I can say that very clearly. And I can say, as much as I love being by your side, as much as I love the happy tears that I have shed in like the past 72, 84 hours, as much as I can say that, I can also say that like you 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 are a source of happiness, but you are not the end all be all for that. And that's fine. I respect that. I don't take that offensively at all. I
Right.
love you for being honest about it.
Yeah, yeah. Our goal, I don't think we said it at the beginning. We're gonna have to work on making sure we get our beginning part straight.
I get distracted. I wonder why I get distracted.
Well, part of our goal for this live stream is to share and showcase that the dating pool is not just trash out here, but you have to have two people, ooh, on
Ooh.
one accord,
Ooh.
right?
Okay. Facts.
And that accord should be in. King is raising his hand. This is King's opinion. If you out here and you're dating just to have fun, state that. You will match with other people that are also looking to just have fun. If you're dating because you want to get married, that's fine. Raise your hand and state that. Be hot with that person and go from there. Go ahead and say this because I'm not going to lose my train of thought. I believe this should be said right now.
Before I say what your uncle just put in here, 'cause, like I'm crying. I am crying. Before I see that, I do want to highlight what Free T said, which is, God, I see what you're doing for others. Yes, praise him. Because when you see him blessing other people around you, know that he's on your street and he's about to come knock at your door. But here go your uncle. Oh my gosh. Your uncle said, stop trying to be hard, King. You'll be at her doorstep in the rain. Like, baby, don't leave me, please.
Nate,
Gonna be smart out like
small. So there's this inside joke that her and I have. We've talked about this in one of our earlier live streams. This is episode 26, by the way. I don't know if
Is
you were.
it?
Yep, this is
Oh, look
26.
at us.
So one of the things that her and I, when we got into our friendship, was we had a friendship contract.
Oh man.
And for me, I want to have things on paper so that there weren't any lines that were crossed.
Mm-hmm.
We upgraded that friendship contract to a dating contract. That initial dating contract had an end time,
It did.
which would have been in like 4 or so odd weeks from now.
It surely would have.
And the reason for that was because I said I wanted to make 2024 and beyond the year that I got hyper focused on becoming debt free, like 100% debt free. And the way I looked at it was dating requires time and it requires money to life resources that I was focused on hitting a specific goal. And if I'm in a relationship, I'm not going to be able to hit that goal. So I don't think I told you that up front because I didn't know how to express
Yeah,
it.
no, you didn't.
But then when I was able to express it, I stated that that's why. Michelle was so fixated on that date that I had in the contract that she one time said, King, I don't think you realize that it's not going to be me that's going to be messed up. It's going to be you because you're going to realize that I was a good thing and you walked away from a good thing and you're just going to be laying in the bed sprawled out like, what have I done?
In all fairness, you have done that before.
I did it just to showcase you what you think it would look like, but no.
Doesn't matter. The reason you still did.
So that's why she's laughing because we've had that conversation before.
All my love is all I had.
And my dreams are very I be messing up words. Is it dreams?
Or we're like singing two different parts of the
A
song.
very special. You need me and I need you.
Oh snap, we are singing the same part. You know, baby, those
I
aren't the
don't know
words.
words.
Yeah, those aren't the words.
I never know words.
We're trying to sing the J Lo and LL Cool J song. All my love is all I had. Oh dang, I sound really horrible.
I know I sound bad. I said I know I sound bad.
I know, but I
That
feel
was
like the way
nothing
that
about
you
you.
said it was to imply like, and so do you. Like,
The words were the words. Period. Let's see.
standing on business. Yes.
All right. I just saw that Nate did let me know about an hour ago that the mic was covering my face. We are going to work on that, man. Thank you. Every week we find one small thing to improve on. I see we're still going to have to work on our audio a bit, as Tarika said that there was an echo when you get really loud. It does get picked up on my side, but that's okay.
I don't know. Like these mics, they are so temperamental. King
We'll
won't
fix it.
do anything, and then like they'll just get all finicky and whatnot. It's 8:05. Do you need to do fantasy?
Yes.
Okay.
But I think we're also getting to where we're going to wrap up too. We could get wrapped up before the next 10 minutes.
Okay.
Now, for y'all that are out there watching, viewing, listening, or whatnot, if you're willing, you don't have to do it now because we're about to wrap. But in the comments, if you have something that you want to share, a nugget, a tidbit that you want to add, please do. You never know how the words that you share can impact or help shape somebody's viewpoint to help improve them. So please don't hesitate to add to this discussion, add to this subject, as you might be the one that can speak certain words to somebody that helps it be clear and make sense to them.
Mm-hmm.
Our episode next week is titled "Who All Gonna Be There."
Oh, okay.
I looked it up.
Oh,
already.
okay. Okay.
Got you, babe.
Thank you,
Got
baby.
you. That's gonna be episode 27, and it's entitled "Who All Gonna Be There." Now, if you're from a certain culture, you know the origin of that question and why it's asked. As we get through these holiday seasons, I'm big on taking the opportunity to spend the time with family, friends, and loved ones, right? I don't need a holiday or a reason to be able to do it. I just need the time. And the holidays give the time for us to be able to do that.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So that's the title that we have set up for next week. Do you have anything to add to that before we close out?
Just kind of sort of, because in between this week and next week, your family, your maternal side of your family will be laying to rest a loved one. So while your uncle is on here, I do want to express my condolences to him and your mother's side of the family on the loss of a loved one. Losing someone is devastating in and of itself, especially if you love this person. Losing someone it's devastating, but to lose that person during the holiday season, especially so unexpectedly, it's one thing if you have time to prepare yourself mentally, but there's no, you can never have enough time to prepare for the transition of someone. So I do want to say to your Uncle Nate, to your mom, and to your mom's entire side of the family, my condolences on the passing of your loved one. May he continually rest in peace, and the peace that he was not able to find on this earth, may he now receive it at this period. So may he rest eternally. So I will say that.
Yeah, let me add to that. We lost a pretty good family member. He had a lot of nicknames, all right, but the more prevalent ones were Brother Bishop, or just Bishop, Bub,
Okay.
which if you knew him affectionately, that's what you called him. So that's what I called him. He was an older cousin around about Nate's age. Nate just had a birthday as well. Shout out to
Man.
Nate, 52 years old.
Happy birthday.
And I know that him and my older cousin, I'll say his government name because it's in the obituary, Gary. Gary was a very,
Wait, okay, never mind.
hey, this, like I said,
It's sorry, I get
you
it.
get your name.
My
without
family's
you get your
Jamaican.
name.
Yeah, I get it.
But he was a solid dude. And that news definitely came out of left field. and we have family members who are mourning as loved ones do. But thank you for bringing that up, babe. I appreciate that.
Of course.
Let's see. T said condolences to you and your family, King. Thank you. Thank you, T. I appreciate that. I almost said your government name. Hey,
You said it before.
Yeah, I said it before. And people in the comments on your page, call you by your government name. Because I don't think she uses her government name on her own page.
It's okay. My students call me by my government name. So like we just throwing government names out here. We good.
All right. So be sure to stay tuned in as we sometimes put things that didn't come from our live on our social medias.
Mm-hmm.
Next week we'll be back live from this location at 7 p.m. U.S. Eastern Time Zone.
Mm-hmm.
I have to be real specific about that because you'll say 7 p.m. They're like, 7 what time? And it's like, yeah, you might not know I am on the East Coast. So it is what it is. And with that, we're going to close out the show. We're going to say thank you to those of y'all that tuned in live. If you hadn't hit that like button, don't forget to hit that like button for us. And we will see y'all next week. How do you say that in Spanish?
Honey, I took Mandarin. I don't know how to say it in Mandarin either, but that's what I took in school. Like, I don't.
Okay.
I don't.
Word. I still love you.
I still love you too.
Okay. All right, y'all. Peace.
Bye, y'all.
EDA time. See y'all.
Bye.
T minus 1 minute.